Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. I'm so excited. We're going to be doing a purple look today. I'm calling it the Purple People Eater. But I'm starting to like this type of look. More dark, more, I don't know. I don't want to go too dark because I get scared. But I don't want it too light either, like I have been doing. I kind of do want to darken it up somewhat. I feel like this is just the darkness that I want to go, the depth, but yet still have the lighter, shades as always. But even the lid's a little bit darker than usually I do. But I was surprised because when I was thinking this, I was like, I want to do purple. Obviously, I'm wearing purple. But I wanted to do a purple look because, well, we just did a lot of neutral smoky type looks. But I hadn't played with this one in a while. It's the Smoke Sessions 2, and I thought it would be perfect for a Purple People Eater look. And I really did enjoy the palette when I first used it. I've used it not much, maybe 3 or 4 times now. But I've liked every look that I've gotten, and to be fair, the looks are quite easily achieved. Which matte shadows or melt shadows sometimes are a little bit because they're a little dark. They're very, very dark and deep and pigmented, and metallics even are dark and pigmented. But they did throw in a couple of lighter shades, which I do enjoy in this palette. But the main three, definitely build the depth to where you need it in this palette. These are the three mattes. And then you can go between what lid shade you like. So the first shade we're going to go into is Purple Skunk, which is this one right here. And I just think that overall this is the perfect transition shade for this palette. I mean, really, I could probably get into this transition shade for any look, to be fair, but for sure for the palette, because it's kind of like a taupey purple brown, beautiful shade. And it is pigmented, not, but easy to use, easy to blend, easy to manipulate. Like, you can definitely sheer it or build it depending on your preference, that is. And I just think this palette makes so many pretty purple looks. Wouldn't necessarily say this is a beginner palette, by no means. Just because I do think that the colors are very pigmented, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think for a beginner it would be good, because I feel like even if you go in with the slightest dip, you could get a lot of pigment. But if you do go in with a light hand and you're a beginner, you might be alright. But I don't think melt palettes are for beginners, like, all the way around, to be fair and honest. Like, I just don't. I know that for the longest time I struggled as a beginner, and I'm sure not everybody's the same, and I understand that. But, like, they're not a brand I would suggest to someone who's beginning. Now, I think that once you kind of get the understanding and stuff, then I would, if you are into the deeper, darker, grungier type looks, Melt would definitely be the brand you would want to gravitate to, 100%. But until you reach, that point, until you're sure that's where you want to go with your looks, wouldn't necessarily, suggest the Melt palettes, because they can be quite hard to work with. Now, I didn't have any issues creating this look particularly, which is nice. I'm just using my Natasha Denona brushes. And I think it turned out really well. The blending, everything, the gradient, like, you can see everything. And I think that it's so beautiful. I'm really pleased with it. We're going to go into Black Roses now, which is this shade right here. We're just building up that depth. I'm taking it on a slightly smaller brush, and I am going in with a very light hand. That way I can really work the shadow, see where I want it laid out and all that. because you really, once you lay these shadows down, they're going to be down. I did use the Urban Decay uh, primer potion anti-aging for the lids today. Been using that lately in a lot of looks since getting the Urban Decay Naked palette, and it is a good primer. Like, I'm not mad at it or anything, but I think I just prefer like stick primers like the Sigma. Or I do like the MAC paint pot, the MAC paint pots. I like Painterly and Soft Ochre, depending on my skin color for the, you know what I mean? If I'm, like in the summer, I prefer Soft Ochre. In the winter, I prefer Painterly. But I could wear either one, technically, at any time. I'm just really building up this color. We'll go back into it's a lot of back and forth too. I will say that. I've noticed with melt palettes, it's a lot of back and forth, which don't necessarily bother me none, but if you're somebody that doesn't like to do that, it might bother you. But for me personally, it don't bother me none. I don't mind it. So pretty. Alright, now we're going to take that shade Black Roses that I just used in the outer corner and put it along the lash line. For foundation today, I pulled out my IT Cosmetics Better. No, what is it called? Your Skin But Better foundation. Y'all, I got maybe one more use of it. Maybe two, if I really scrape that bottle. I have my winter shade though still, but my summer shade, it's gone. I'm trying to use it up, and I'm trying to keep notes of it, of the foundations I use up, and like if I liked them, what I liked about them, that sort of stuff. But I think I kind of have an idea of like my favorites. It's sort of like the concealer I'm wearing today is the Item Beauty. And it's okay, I'll use it up, but it's nothing to rave about, really. It's like, it's not bad, but it's nothing that's like extraordinary that I would suggest somebody go spend money on, which I don't think they're in business anymore, so. Because I'm starting to take in mind, like, things like, would I rebuy it? Would I not? Is it worth money? Is there something that is just as good and the same price, you know? Or better, cheaper? Like, that would be great. We're going to go into Purple Punch now, the darkest shade. And you'll see that I'm barely touching into the shade, because it is quite dark. And then I'm just going to put it on the outer portion of the lid and blend it in. I don't know if this brush is necessarily like the best for blending, but it is very nice for placing the color where you want it, because it's kind of got like an angle, and it's kind of like a thin too, to where if you wanted to drag it along your lash line, you could, or through the crease even, you could. Like, it's enough to blend, but it's not, this isn't like one of my favorite brushes for necessarily blending, but I do really like the way it's shaped for that outer corner, especially with me having hooded eyes. It's the Natasha Denona number 7. It's just a different kind of shape, to be fair. Like, I've not really seen anybody have this shape before. Not like this. I mean, there is one, it's kind of, but it's bigger. Morphe had it. I can't think of the number right now. but it's not, it's thicker still. Like it's longer. It's not thinner. It's longer in bristles and then thicker in density. That's what I'm trying to get out. And this one is very small and tiny. Like it's probably really good, to be honest, for like a wing liner even. Like a stamp of it, you know what I mean? But we're going to put that on that outer portion there. And I go slow. It's also, when I'm playing with metal palettes, the video is going to be long also, because they are so dark, and I go so slow because it really does only take a little bit for this to get out of control so quickly. And then it's hard to bring it back together. But I really do like the way that they all blend together. There's no fallout, nothing like that. And to be fair, I probably should lay the shadow down with this brush, but then go in with a different brush to blend, if I'm being honest. We're going to go back into Black Roses now. Again, it's a lot of back and forth with it, which you kind of can expect considering these shades are so dark and you don't want to lose the color previous to the next color you lay down. But they blend. I mean, I can't tell you how much I really have enjoyed every look out of this palette. For as deep and dark as it goes, it's kind of surprising to me. Because I'll be honest, like I said, I'm not a deep dark person. I'm just not. But this I like. We're going to take that Purple Punch, the darkest shade, matte, and I'm going to line the lower lash line now right up on the lash line. And I do think that you do get options. Like, obviously it's going to be an all purple look, but you can come up with different purple looks in the sense of your lid changing. You can put a different metallic shade on your lid each and every time. I'm just getting that dark purple shade stamped up in the top lash line too. We'll go back to it. Stay. We're going to go into Black Roses again, because I don't want to lose that color on the lower lash line. Okay. I think I got it where I need it for now. So let's go into the shade Martian Candy, this one right here, and we're going to put it on the lid. And again, I'm not spraying it, I'm not laying anything on my lid. It's just, you can definitely get a much more metallic look out of this shade if you do spray your brush or use your finger. I didn't get any fallout though, which was nice. And I'm taking it about 2/3 over. I'm not going to cover up that matte in that outer corner because I just think it's such a pretty matte, to be fair. They did a really good job at creating that purple. And I say that like, purples are hard. They're hard to create. They're hard to even use because they can be so patchy and stuff and not blend well, but this palette blends really good. Your brushes are going to make a difference though. Alright, I got that pretty much patted on. Now we're going to go back into that dark purple punch, and I'm going to line the top lash line with it, right up on the lash line. I was kind of hoping I had a purple mascara. Because I was really going to take it there today. But I do not. I don't even know if they make a purple mascara. I'm sure somebody does. Right? Somebody makes everything, I'm sure. And then I set my under eyes with the Becca under eye setting powder. You know that one that it's white and it was like supposed to be like wet feeling? What is that called? The Hydra Mist Set and Refresh. I don't know why people like this. I don't really care for this. I set the rest of my face with the Natasha Denona powdered foundation in N6. That's nothing new. Love that. And then I actually use my Jellyfish palette for last year. Hourglass, are we excited to see what Hourglass is going to do this year? I am. So I'm using the bronzer called Lunar Bronze. The blush is called Rose Fusion. And the highlight is called Opal Strobe Light. So that's the bronzer, that's the blush, and that is the highlighter I'm using on my cheeks today. I really love this palette, you all. I am going to go into this highlight right here, though, pick it up, and we're going to put that on the inner corner. Because that palette, it could be an all-in-one, but not really. Like, it could be done type of thing, but, like, I'm never going to purposely do it. And we're going to put that on the outer corner. Or inner corner, I'm sorry. Inner corner. And then I'm really going to pack it right on the inner. Like, right. I kind of blended it outward, but I really wanted it right there. Oh, let me see. But this highlighter in this, the strobe lighter, it is gorgeous. It is such a pretty highlight. Like, I can't explain it enough. Or express enough on how beautiful it is, to be fair. Shoot. There we go. Now. And I could have sprayed the brush and it would have went much faster and quicker. For eyeliner, I'm using Amethyst Hour by ColourPop for the waterline. And then for mascara, we're pulling out Clinique High Impact Extreme Volume Mascara. I don't really like this mascara. It's alright. It's not my favorite though. We can all probably guess my mirror's over there. Well, we'll just go with this. But you can probably guess what my favorite mascara is. But I gotta use these up, so it is what it is. But we're gonna put this on the top lashes. I think it's just too bulky is why I don't like it. I was going to say it's the bristles, but I don't mind rubber bristles. It's the wand. It's just so thick and bulky, and with my little itty bitty tiny eyes, I'm so scared I'm going to get it everywhere. Like I'm scared I'm going to get too close and poke my eye. But at the same time, if I'm scared I'm going to like swipe it across the top because it's so big. So it's not my favorite mascara by no means, not even close. Formula, I mean, that might be alright, but because of the wand, it's just a no-go for me. But to be fair, I think this transfers. I think that's as good as I'm going to get them. I'll separate them in a little bit, I guess. That's what I had to do with the other eye. I ran a lash comb through it. Usually I don't have to do it to this eye. Sometimes I do to that eye, but usually I don't have to this eye because the lashes are so much better on this eye, I guess. Just wanted to clump them together for some reason. I don't know. Alright. And then for the lower lashes, we're going to use the Lancome Death and Seals, which I use all the time on my lower lashes. I kind of tried to keep it like really close to the base, to be fair, but I kind of got a little aggressive and was really showing. I kind of made the lashes look a little longer than I wanted to, but it worked. At the end of the day, I really liked the way the look came out. It wasn't like super duper easy, but it was worth the struggle I did have, the way the look came out, if that makes sense. Like sometimes a look is a struggle and it ain't worth it at the end of the day. But today, it was well worth it. For lips, I'm wearing this Makeup Forever Artist Rogue Matte in M103. It looks like this. Prior to that, I actually had put this one instead of my Sigma one, but to nourish my lips while I was doing my makeup. And then I put this on right before filming. And I do think that gold gloss plumps my lips, but it also, I think there's something that's playing off of the gold little flecks when light hits my lips, because in different lights, my lips can look a heck of a lot bigger than what they are, and I have to assume it's because of that. Or maybe it's just the clear gloss in general. I don't know. But I will say that it does, like, seem that my lips are a little bigger than what they usually are. We'll just say that. Where did I put? Say who knows. Let me have this. Got a little bit of mascara. Alright. I think we're good. Like, I think this was really pretty. It's kind of like almost too deep and dark for me, but not over that threshold. I still feel comfortable wearing this look. I think it's very pretty. Highly suggest checking out melt palettes. Not if you're a beginner though, but highly suggest them if you like deep, dark, grungy colors. If you're my skin tone, they're probably not going to be all in one palette, so you will have to grab a highlighter or something if you're used to an inner corner. but I would definitely say they are really good for mid-tone to deep dark shades in a palette. Sometimes you'll find one that's got a little bit of a lighter shade to where you could use it as an inner corner, but that's far in between. Like Melt is known for the deep, dark, gothy, dungeons and or dragons and dungeon kind of colors. You know what I mean? Like that. That's the realm that they're in, and they do a good job at it. That's for sure. But that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped in some way, at least to entertain. But I do think the look came out pretty. I don't mind this purple. I don't mind the deep and dark. I'm really actually living for it. I'm kind of waiting for fall to begin so that I can start wearing these colors. And be seasonal appropriate. But I just wanted a little color. That's all today. Anywho, I will let you go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I do upload every day, but Sunday, unless there's a new launch. And I will see you in my next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.